Hello everyone, how's it going? So before we get into the core of the story, let's talk about a little backstory of Game Pass. So when Game Pass first launched back in 2017, I believe, it was seen as a very dubious service. A lot of people were unsure about it, the idea of renting your games through a monthly service that rotates them in and out. They had some very convincing commercials that were funny, but for the most part, a lot of people weren't really sold on it because the games they offered were mostly indie titles. But regardless, eventually they would grow the service by offering more benefits, and most importantly, they would just start buying studios to supplement the Game Pass service. So they went and bought ZeniMax Media, which is part of Bethesda, which owns Doom, The Elder Scrolls, Dishonored, a lot of great studios. But the biggest one that kind of got the Eye of Sauron of Microsoft looking at Xbox's division was Activision Blizzard, which they purchased for around $69 billion. It was such a monumental purchase that the FTC got involved, and myself, including a lot of people, were kind of against the FTC when it came to this, but in reality, they were absolutely right. They stated how this would lead to less competition, it would lead to price hikes, layoffs, a lot of stuff. And they were absolutely right because they increased the prices of Game Pass year after year. And you can see from this chart that they just kept increasing the prices. Just for perspective, the $10 tier, which you need to play online games for, is $120 a year. When Xbox Live Gold launched, it was only $60 a year, and they just kept increasing the price. This is just like a insidious way they try to hide the real cost of all of this. But the Ultimate Pass, which includes everything, PC games, first day launches, all this stuff, including the stuff people don't really give a damn about, like Fortnite Crew, EA playing that stuff, this is over $300 a year, and it was such a monumental disaster that they literally had people canceling the service so much that it crashed the website. Like, I have been subscribed to Xbox Game Pass, Xbox Live Gold, the online service, since Halo 2 launched, and even I was just like, I'm done. And the thing is that it was just getting worse and worse because apparently them launching Call of Duty, which they launched Call of Duty Black Ops 6 first on Game Pass as the first launch Call of Duty game on Game Pass. They lost, Bloomberg doesn't allow you to read this, but you can get it through the AI service. So it's $300 million, which is a lot of money that they lost by putting this game on Game Pass. Like, a lot of people can say, well, they increased Game Pass subscriptions. Yeah, but a lot of people then canceled it. Like, it's just how it is. And the thing is that Call of Duty has been a dying franchise. Bobby Kotick literally said so. He's like, hey, we got out when the getting was good. Of course, we're going to sell it off because sales for Call of Duty have been dropping. They're still very high, but they've been dropping. It's basically like if you make 50 million sales, that's great, but if the next game makes 25 million sales, the line goes down, and investors hate when the line goes down. But yeah, but apparently Arsha Sharma, who's the leader of Xbox right now after Phil Spencer retired and Sarah Bond left, I don't know if she quit. We still don't know the full story, but a lot of people infer she quit out of spite because she was supposed to be the new leader of Xbox. She also had that infamous "This is an Xbox" marketing campaign that has been literally scrubbed cleaned everywhere because it was, I don't know who greenlit it, and the fact that she thought that was a good idea, apparently it was her idea. I think that they make the right call by giving it to Arsha Sharma, because if someone is that tone deaf that they thought that was a good idea, it's like that Apple commercial that they showed where they crushed all that creative stuff like paintings, musical instruments, all that stuff, just compressed into an iPad. I was just like, who thinks that's a good idea? It's the same situation, but regardless, it seems that she understands that this is way too expensive and they need to find ways to trim the fat to make it more affordable to the average consumer, because let's face it, the Xbox brand does not even exist. Heck, I don't even think anyone refers to it as Xbox Game Pass. Literally, it just says Game Pass on the top right corner of this. I don't know if it's there, but yeah, you can see it up there. Top right corner is Game Pass. They don't even call it Xbox Game Pass. And the next Xbox console, if you can even call it that, is apparently supposed to be a hybrid PC that plays Xbox games but works as a PC as well, which, you know, Steam already has that. It's called the Steam Deck, and they're already releasing a console called the Steam Machine. Well, Steam Machine 2, technically. And I'm just like, you guys, your games are not even exclusives anymore. You literally are releasing Halo on PlayStation. The second that your flagship franchise that made Xbox is going on your competitor, you're not an exclusive brand anymore. Sony and Nintendo are now in competition with one another. You're kind of just, in the corner, and like in that meme with the guy in the corner. That's what Xbox is right now. And this is coming from someone, again, who's had Xbox Live Gold since Halo 2 launch, who's purchased every single Xbox console, has over 500,000 gamer score. Like, you can literally look right there. Look at all those games. Most of them are Xbox games. Xbox is just done, but I don't know what they're going to do. Like, the heavy rumor right now is that they're going to remove Call of Duty from Game Pass on day one, which I don't know how much that's just going to help. But the real question is, can Microsoft actually save this service? I know a lot of people may say it's not going anywhere, and I do agree. This is basically, they put their eggs into this basket, and if it cracks or shatters, that's it for them. But I think there are ways they can do to try and make it more appealing to the average customer. First off, the obvious, they have to lower the price. Like, this is way too expensive, and given that everything in gaming right now is so absurdly expensive, I just don't see how anyone's going to be able to afford this other than lowering it to its lowest $20. Like, I think it should be $20 at most. Next up, if they need to remove, like, additional features that really no one cares about, like Fortnite Crew, EA Play, Ubisoft Classic, like, do whatever you can to lower that price down to $20. But I think the most major thing they need to do is, like, well, on top of all those useless things like Fortnite Crew, Ubisoft Classics, all that, they also have to remove those free-to-play gimmick things. Like, how many of you have seen that World of Tanks, Discord stuff? Like, I don't know if they pay for that, but if they are, cut it out. Just remove it. I doubt anyone even cares about it. Just get it out of there. Do whatever it takes to lower that price down to $20. But I think the biggest thing they have to do is the day one exclusive thing. They have to revise that. And I think the best way to revise that is to offer the game for 50% off when it comes out for the first month. Like, don't put it part of the program where you can just download the game and play it for the first month. Say if you want to play it, you have to pay $25, $35 for Gears of War Merchant Day within the first month of the game coming out, and seeing that they'll purchase it through Xbox, you don't have to pay any of the fees that it comes from other services. But do that, then once the month is over, say, hey, if you're still an Ultimate Game Pass subscriber, you can play the game now through the service. So you get sales, and on top of it, you keep Ultimate subscribers. I feel really dirty saying that because it just makes me so greedy for a corporate person, and that was their biggest selling point. In fact, they have it literally highlighted there. But I think they really do have to make some big changes when it comes to the service in order to reduce that price. And if it means removing Call of Duty, it can't just be Call of Duty, because it wasn't just Call of Duty. There are a lot of other games that they could release that can, supplement the service while at the same time boost sales numbers. So I think that would probably be the best option. But tell me what you think in the comments below. Do you think Game Pass is just done? They got too greedy and this is it? Or do you think that they can pull it around by just lowering the price and trying to whittle down all the stuff that people don't need and focus on the stuff that they want actually from this service? I'd love to hear your opinion in the comments below, but that's it for me. Goodbye.